So there's this phenomenon called the illusory truth effect. It's that the more people hear information, the more they believe it, right? It's kind of like how first time you heard any song by Sugar Ray in the 90s, like you didn't like it. After you heard it like the 30th time, like you were singing along. The illusionary truth effect is a very strong spreader of misinformation. There is a very specific campaign of misinformation that I am now seeing when it comes to microplastics. And so this was my Google alert on Sunday for microplastics. Microplastics are everywhere, but are they harming us? Microplastics are everywhere, but are they harming us? Today, microplastics are everywhere, but are they harming us? Oh my gosh, microplastics are everywhere. But are they harming us? Even a YouTube video that somebody made. So here, we don't know what they do to us. So this article goes on to basically say nothing. Okay, there's microplastics everywhere, but data is limited in scope. There's tons of data that no one's reporting on. This is the illusory truth effect. It's false. We do know what they do to us. We know what they do in animals. We know what they do in different cells in our body. People that have more microplastics, they're more likely to have colorectal cancer, are more likely to have heart attack, more likely to have stroke, more likely to die. And we also know that microplastics mess up our gut microbiome, and our gut microbiome is definitively connected to our immune system. Microplastics are also kind of like a Trojan horse, where they bring in lots of toxic things, not only the chemicals out of plastic, but also like parasites and bacteria. People that have higher amounts of microplastics in their body, they have higher blood pressure, and they gave them bottled water that just wasn't in plastic, and participants' blood pressure was lowered. The changes we observed in blood pressure suggest that reducing the intake of plastic particles could lower cardiovascular risk. A team of researchers out of UC San Francisco concluded that microplastics also harm our fertility. Multiple studies have linked colorectal cancer with microplastics, showing that potentially the more microplastics that are ingested, the more it increases your risk for colorectal cancer. And colorectal cancer is skyrocketing in young people. Plastic exposure promotes the proliferation of skin cancer cells and also inhibits the growth of normal skin cells. Polypropylene microplastics promote metastatic features in human breast cancer. Worker studies suggest unique liver cancer potential of PVC microplastics. 80% of lung cancer specimens exhibited high proportions of microplastics. Microplastics were detected in 70% of pancreatic tumors. Pancreatic cancer is on the rise, as well as colorectal cancer, and as well as lots of other gastrointestinal cancers. And exposure to microplastic particles may be linked to pancreatic cancer, as well as linked to colorectal cancer, but nobody's talking about that. Instead, it's what do they do to our bodies? We don't know what microplastics do to our bodies. What are the rates of cardiovascular disease again? Someone is spreading misinformation saying that we don't know what microplastics do to the human body and what their impacts are. I wonder who it could be.